I've just left the house, heading down into Belfast. It is race day, finally. Yesterday I had a day at home, mostly. Whenever I say I tried to rest, I wasn't really off my feet the whole day, but I suppose that's normal for me. I wanted to rest last night, lie on the sofa, chill out, but it didn't happen. I was running around, or not running around, but you know what I'm saying, trying to get things sorted. 101 things in my mind, getting my bag sorted, my vest, I don't know, everything, going round in circles. To be honest, my head was fried, like completely fried, and didn't sleep well last night, but that's to be expected. I slept pretty good this week. So, heading down into Belfast, meet a friend. We're pretty early, it's 5 to 7 in the morning. It's raining, it's foggy, but I don't mind that. I think today's going to be a bit of a sort of muggy day to start off with. It does say it will brighten up mid-morning and there will possibly be some showers. There is raining at the minute, as I said, but apparently that will go off about 8 o'clock, which is making me think maybe I should take my car up to the start line so that we have somewhere to sit if it does rain quite heavy. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Well, I'll not know how I feel until I get started the race, but so far so good. Excited. Let's go. We arrived at the marathon with plenty of time to spare. In fact, I think it was about 7:15 in the morning whenever we first arrived. There wasn't that many people around, so we just wandered around. I took my bag off the bag drop and then had a wee walk about, seen who was there, met a few people, had a chat with a few people, and just basically chilled out until it was time for the marathon to set off. As always, the atmosphere at the starting line was just unreal. And when that horn went, I started off right in front of the 3:30 pacers. I didn't want to start in the middle of the pack because I didn't want to get caught up with them. I did plan to go slightly faster. So the first few miles felt good. My legs felt strong. I had a niggle a few weeks prior and it was at the bottom of the left calf muscle and it was playing up a wee bit in the first few miles, but to be honest I just thought, let's go and hopefully things will be okay. I went out at 7:45 pace, although in the first mile I did get caught up in the crowd a wee bit, so I just came in around 8-minute mile. I don't think that was a bad thing, as it meant that I was able to sort of relax into pace. The first half of Belfast Marathon is pretty flat, so I just really got locked into pace, anywhere between 7:40, 7:45 pace. There was even a couple of miles that were closer to 7:30, but the first half just felt really good. In around the streets of East Belfast there's quite a few downhills, not really steep ones, but it just felt really good. The streets weren't as crowded in East Belfast this year as what they would have been in the last 2 Belfast marathons that I've done, but nonetheless it was a great experience. The next part of the race takes you down and through the city centre, which again is flat. After this you head up and through Boucher Road and head toward West Belfast. It's not until you get to West Belfast that you start experiencing the first hills, although they are quite short and they are quite quick. This year the route changed slightly and it was mile 18 I think where the real big hill came. I think it's close to a mile long and it is quite a hill, but I had planned to slow down pace, which you'll be able to see in my stats of the race. I did go down to about 8-minute mile pace on that, just below 8-minute mile pace on that, but after that I was able to recover and get locked back in again. Belfast Marathon really starts at mile 18 and it was here where I failed, I suppose, the last couple of marathons that I've done here. I really hit the wall in around 18-20 miles. Although I had that fear in my head, I just kind of ploughed through, and to be honest I was still going strong 21-22 miles. It wasn't until mile 23 came that I really started feeling the burn, but by that time I knew there's only 3 miles left, kind of just thinking there's a park run left to do, and to be honest, whenever I come off the towpath back onto the Ormo Road, the crowds are so good, they just spur you on to keep going. In mile 24 there's a big pull up, it's not a big hill, but in 24 miles in a marathon it seems big, but the crowds are really good as I said. and I did slow down a wee bit for the last few miles, but came in knowing that I was well ahead of the 3:30 pacers. I never looked behind me once, I never stopped to walk once, which I felt very good about, because the first 3 marathons that I'd done, I stopped and walked quite a few times, but this marathon I was determined not to. I got locked into pace, and apart from a couple of times due to the hills, I purposely slowed down. I just kept that pace throughout the whole marathon. The last 3 miles the pace was a wee bit slower. That's just because my legs was absolutely hurting, but I didn't crash. Like, I'm talking 20 seconds per mile, 30 seconds per mile, which at the end of the day isn't too much. The last few marathons I've done, I've slowed down like a lot, like 2 minutes a mile for a few miles, and it has really affected the time in the race. I finished strong, sped up over the finish line, and all in all, it was such a great experience. So, I'm just on my way back to the car after doing the marathon, and I'm feeling good. Big PR, PB, whatever you call it. So, I went out for sub 3:30 and I got it. Came in at, official time was 3 hours, 26 minutes and 30 seconds, which I'm absolutely delighted with. Went strong the whole way, struggled from 23 to 26. I say struggled, I dropped pace. I dropped down to slower than 8-minute miles. I think my slowest miles is probably closer to 8:30 on a hill. There was hills, 18, 19 miles and then 23, 24. But I hit all of them pretty good. I did plan to slow down, that was the plan, to go quite conservative on the hills, which I done. There's a hill again at 24 miles, and once I completed that, I was on a downhill. I had planned to go down a bit faster, but to be honest, I came in, I think, the last mile at 8 minutes, so I lost probably a minute overall through to having very tired legs in the last few miles, but to be honest, I'm really happy. I kept things pretty consistent throughout the whole run, and around 7:40 pace, 7:45. I did slow down a wee bit at the end, which brought my average pace down closer to probably closer to 7:50 overall. But anyway, I'm really happy. Oh, that was so good. I really enjoyed that marathon. It's the first marathon that I have run without stopping, which is a success. It makes so much difference when you train properly. Like, being totally honest, whenever I was doing my training before for marathons, like in the last couple of years, I had kind of a lot of stopping and starting long runs, and this time, like, I've really tried not to. And you know, it just shows I got, like, the taper was right, because I felt strong more, I would say, to 23 miles actually. I felt pretty strong. Don't get me wrong, I was getting tired, but I didn't have that I want to stop feeling. I did after 23 miles. It was a struggle, but it just goes to show you, like, my longest run was 21.5 miles. So yeah, I think I've done pretty good. Super proud, wee pat in the back. We're on the right direction. I've had 2 years of running experience now, just over 2 years, 4 marathons, and from 4:31, my first marathon was 4:31, and it was a struggle. My next one, which was 6 months later, which was, both of those were Belfast, I ran 3:59.46. That was literally, it's a year ago tomorrow, or the next day. So yeah, Dublin, which was 6 months ago, I went out for 3:30. I wasn't in 3:30 shape. I 100% was not in 3:30 shape. If I had went out for 3:40, I could have probably, I think I could have done it. And you know, today, like, I had these wee feelings, like, was I in 3:15 shape? Was in, you know, 3:15 to 3:19, that was in my head. Maybe on a good day I could have pushed, but no, I wasn't. I done right today. Like, if I look at my heart rate, I started off in the sort of low 150s, and it crept up into the 160s, and then the last number of miles it was up to late 170s. To me, that's kind of where it should be on a marathon. I couldn't have pushed any harder. The sun came out like after 20 miles, and you know what that's like in a marathon. It's whenever it gets warm, it's harder. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on. I am going to go home. I have a wee coffee here. I was really craving coffee and a orangey drink, so I got that. I'm heading home, and I'm going to get some dinner with my wife and children, and then later on I will, do you know what, I'll just keep this video the way it is, and I will go through the race splits. I'll go through the splits and a bit more fine detail on another video. So thank you so much for watching this series of videos. I know I've really only started posting them over the last number of weeks. It wasn't really a full block of training going online, but the last number of weeks I have been posting, and I know what it's like with any channel. Obviously it takes a wee bit of time to get some traction, but for those of you that have watched, I sincerely thank you so much, and I am going to continue on posting videos. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing in terms of running going forward. I will come back with the plan very soon, but in the meantime, thank you so much, and I hope you're enjoying your running wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video.